Xdebug 3 introduces a new concept called modes. These modes allow you to turn off and turn on specific features without impacting on each other. This is done so that it is more easy for Xdebug to only hook into specific PHP internals, and that in turn means that Xdebug does as little work as it can get away with. It is also possible to use the off mode, in which case Xdebug does not set up any hooks whatsoever. This means that in theory you could use Xdebug in production as long as you have set its mode to off. Each of the other Xdebug functions has its own mode. There is the develop mode, which is Xdebug's default. In this mode, Xdebug will overload vardump as well as show stack traces when errors occur. The debug mode allows you to do step debugging, to find out exactly what's happened while your script or application is doing while it is executing. You can inspect variables, step over code, step into functions, break automatically on all kinds of conditions. It is probably the best way of trying to figure out a complicated bug. The profile mode allows you to do profiling. Profiling means that you can have a look at which parts of your application are running slow. Xdebug's profiling mode generates a file which you can then analyze with other specific tools. The tracing mode allows you to write to a file every single function call, including arguments, as well as all the return values and variable assignments. This mode in Xdebug makes it possible to figure out exactly what goes on or has gone on during the execution of your script without analyzing it live. The coverage mode is mostly used in combination with PHPUnit to make sure that the tests that you have written also cover all the lines of your code. And the last mode, GCStats, gives an insight into PHP garbage collection mechanism. You can configure Xdebug's mode by using the xdebug.mode php.ini setting. It is only possible to set this in PHP-ini because it is necessary that Xdebug's mode is configured before PHP starts. That is either before the PHP CLI binary starts, your Apache module, or PHP FPM. It is not possible to change Xdebug's mode by using ini-set or in a .htaccess file or equivalent. Besides configuring Xdebug's modes through the php.ini setting, it is also possible to configure its mode by exporting the xdebug_mode environment variable. When this environment variable is set, it overrides any value that you have made in PHP-ini. In most cases, you would only want to configure one single mode for Xdebug. It is, however, possible to configure multiple modes at the same time by using comma-separated values for either the PHP-ini setting or the Xdebug mode environment variable. In most cases this makes no sense because you don't really want to have the debug mode on as well as the profiling mode, but in some other cases it makes sense to configure the develop mode with, for example, debug or tracing. Xdebug's modes are a powerful way of making sure that Xdebug only does the things that you want it to do from it. By configuring the right mode, you make sure that Xdebug does as little work as possible, making it possible to introduce much less overhead than Xdebug used to do. For further information, please have a look at the documentation.